Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 1st, 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. In the description box below, I have linked all the cards that I am using. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. So for those of you with very good ears, I want to apologize if you can hear my nephew in the background. Just going to let that sing while I move your Moonology and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give Luna, to really give the moon a voice of her own. So let's see here. How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. Fantastic. Now, the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle, this is your heart, your emotional self. And the right-hand side is your public self. And before we turn these over, let's talk about the moon and the energy that is presenting itself to you. So the full moon on October 1st, and this reading goes from October 1st to October 31st, which is when the next full moon is. It is a blue moon on Shamwin, and it is really quite exciting to have that energy there. So it's going to be really quite powerful. But right now we have the full moon in Aries. Now, this is a time for beginnings. Anything that you want to get done, anything that you are passionate about starting or continuing on or having kind of new eyes, I see kind of coming to things with a beginner's mindset for you, Cancer, is going to be absolutely spectacular. There is a sense here of a surrendering to the divine as you enter into this full moon. And that brings you a sense of power because as you surrender to this divine, you are to the divine. You surrender to your passion and to your courage. You see what it is that you desire. Now you have to be very mindful of impulsiveness and kind of going towards the stress, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do, Cancer. You're going to kind of sit there and with this Aries energy, which is the archetype of the warrior, you are going to think, I'm going to conquer the problems that cause me kind of like the most agita, the most fear, the most upset, and I'm going to just move forward. But here, it's kind of like step back. Step back and see what it is that you need personally to be able to move forward, because this is a time to channel the me first energy, you know, the kind of I'm putting myself first, kind of like when you call me first when you were little. It's embracing that. yeah, or if you still do it like I do when you're older, oh, me first. As you go forward, it's new beginnings. It's bringing a change into your life. And it's a change that is around saying, I matter. And it's getting to say, I matter. And as you do this, there is this stubbornness, there is this vitality, there is this change and this dedication to this boundful energy that erupts within you. And as you're moving forward, you're moving towards what you desire out of life. And you're moving towards the start. Because Aries energy is the first zodiac in the zodiac lineup, right? And it is the start. It is where you start. And it is saying here, where do you want to start within your life? What is the most important thing for you during this time? For you to move forward, for you to be empowered, for you to be invigorated, for you to be. And this is the place where you start. Now, on the 16th of October is the new moon in Libra. And this is a new romantic cycle beginning. Now, it can be that you fall in love, and that would be lovely. But it's also that you start to fall in love with your life again. You start to fall in love with your soul and yourself and who you desire being and where you desire heading. There is a balance that comes in, and there's a compassion that comes forward. It is a new start, and you can feel this new start coming, and it brings with it beginnings. Beginnings come around the new moon. And so here, as the beginnings come, there's a quietness, there is a contemplation, there is an acceptance that leads you forward. And then on the 31st of October, we have the full moon in Taurus. There's a stubbornness that comes forward. There is a dedication, a sensuality, a creativeness that can be overlooked. You can sit there and almost feel a war between practicality and brilliance. And there is a beauty that is expanding within you, that is calling you towards something more breathtaking, towards something more passionate, towards something more. And as you do this, it says your dreams need a practical plan, and they do. Because as you're being pulled towards something more that you had started with, right, that you had begun with during this moon, this is bringing things to a head. This is seeing things more clearly, more openly, more honestly. This is being stubborn. This is being dedicated. This is being determined. This is being sensual. This is being creative. This is being. And so here, with this Taurus energy, you are embracing the passion, the power that you want, the dedication, the finites, putting things together. With the Aries full moon and with the Aries energy, there's a fire that erupts around you. It's kind of like you can get swept away in it. So be very mindful of the passion that you are following and the dedication that you have and what you are starting. And you can kind of during this time start a million different tasks and never complete one of them because you love the passion of beginning. So just be mindful of that. Perspective. The hangman. You're seeing things differently. Then you have the Empress, the Earth Mother, coming forward. You have this sense of connection and beauty and finding your voice and bringing forward and creating what you want for your world and for yourself. The Six of Cups, a release of the past. And the Five of Wands, the war within. You have Justice, which is a Libra energy, so strong connection with the new moon in Libra. Time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. There we go. You have the King of Swords here. You are a king paired with the Empress, so that really is quite beautiful. The Ten of Swords, overkill, but also a release and a seeing kind of why things have happened and, where it is that you need to be and the pain that has changed you. This is my Minor Arcana Death card. So this is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. And then you have the King of Wands. Very strong connection to the full moon in Aries. It makes you a king, but it also brings up a lot of doubts and a lot of fears that have been plaguing you for quite some time. You then have the Emperor. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, for two reasons. First of all, you have the Emperor and you have the Empress. When I have the King and the Queen of the same suit from the same deck in a reading, this is a powerhouse. You have a powerhouse of energy here. Right? Because you have the King and the Queen of the major arcana connecting. All right? This is also an Aries energy, so it amplifies the Aries presence around you. Nine of Pentacles, wealth, prosperity, and abundance. It's seeing that, yes, there's still hard work because there is a prosperity to the harvest that is around you, and that needs to be nurtured and that needs to be cared for. But there is a job well done. Then you have the Two of Cups, healing, beautiful love coming forward, right? Guiding you, centering you. And you have the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So being a student here of this Taurian energy that is amplifying you, that is embracing you, around the 31st of October, you are opened up to being a student of so much more. But during this time, even though you embrace the kingliness, and for you, this kingliness, because you have two kings and the emperor, there's this masculine energy around you, there's this energy of completion, determination, dedication, defining. You can feel as if you don't move quite as freely as you would like to, like the responsibilities of life weigh heavily upon you at times. But there is this sense here of a beauty of understanding and a fire of determination. And there are a lot of things that you are releasing that play around in your head that keep you and that have kept you from moving forward. So we start here with perspective. Oh, and I, of course, forgot your spirit animal message. So here with the spirit animals, they tie into perspective. They tie into the hangman because it's seeing things differently. Your spirit animals are the crow spirit and the dove spirit for October. And the crow spirit and the dove spirit seem like polar opposites because the crow is, of course, a flock of crows is called a murder of crows. And you have the dove, the harbinger of peace. So here with the crow spirit, it calls in change, it calls in sacred law, it calls in trusting yourself and your intuition and what you desire from life. You start to speak your truth. You start to see your truth coming forward. And the crow brings messages because the crow here says, co-create with spirit. Because there's a beauty that is coming in that is not often seen and can very easily be overlooked. And as you have this power coming forward with the crow, but it's also the power of the cycle of existence, of the cycle of how things are supposed to be and where things are supposed to be and what is truly desired. And then we have the dove spirit. And the dove spirit also brings us messages. It brings us most often, it brings us messages of hope and peace when our hearts are broken. So here, there is this dove coming in and it says, be peace. Be the peace you want to see in the world. Be the calm, be the truth. But here, it's also let this peace be the healing that you need to move you forward. There's gentle compassion. And there's a release from the pain that has been holding you back. And we see that here in your internal self. You have this pain that has been holding you back, this fight, this war, this doubt. You could have had somebody speak negativity over you here, Cancer, and they've really messed with your head, all right? And that's just it. It could be somebody, it could be that maybe nobody actually spoke negativity over you, but you always compare yourself to other people, or you always sit there and, self-sabotage is like, no more. So what we have here is perspective. You do not see the world the same way as everybody else. Cancer, you are astoundingly caring, astoundingly compassionate, astoundingly seeing. And you do not see the world as everybody else sees it. And as you kind of take this in, you're going to think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just be like everybody else? Why can't I just see it like everybody else sees it? Right now, you are crowned with all major arcana cards, right? You are rooted with almost all court cards. So here with perspective, you need to stop being so hard on yourself. And you need to know that just because you're not seeing things the same way that other people are, does not mean you're wrong, and does not mean you have to change your point of view. There is a power to you. There's a power in being different. If you were like everybody else, how boring would that be? You can sit there and you can look at everything that has made you stand out in life and say, my goodness, I just wish. And I know I always wished to be like everybody else. But it was a way of being that just didn't fit. And that's what I'm seeing here. It is just that You are always going to be so undeniably you that you cannot fall into line with others. You weren't meant to be a sheep. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're also looking at a situation. You're looking at something, and it's very important for you to know that you're not wrong with the way that you are seeing it. Now, this does not mean that if you have people who love and care for you and want the best for you, and they're kind of warning you about something, that you ignore them. No. It is saying here that the way you see things is not wrong. The way you are guided, and you are guided fiercely by your heart. And you can see here your heart is a powerhouse, but you're going through a change within your heart, a kind of coming and knowledge, a realization. And you have to know that you are not wrong. It leads you to the Queen of Queens, the Empress. You're pregnant with possibilities. There is a creative change around you. There is a claiming a voice you thought was lost. There is claiming a power you didn't know you were missing because it has been gone for so long. It is knowing a truth and being guided by your destiny, and it is moving forward towards creating and caring and nurturing, developing and possessing. Excuse me. Something much greater than you had ever expected. The Empress is represented as the Earth Mother, right? But it's also the mother of the change that we need. And it can also be, for some of you, you might see things differently than your mother has seen things, okay? Or a mother image has seen things. And this could be a very specific message for a very specific person. So do bear with me, as Spirit says. But there's a sense of not having to follow as everybody else follows. There is a sense of being the mother of change right now. Now, you can take mother off the table altogether. There's a profound creative energy around you. A profound creative truth. Utilize it. It starts within, and you have to nurture it. This is the time for beginnings, especially if you're inclined towards something rather artistic or thinking out of the box or looking at things differently and powerfully. It's like, this is the becoming. And it leads you to the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is kind of a living in the past. And you see here, she's in a beautiful white dress. You would assume it is a wedding dress. And then you have her here in all different stages, but all looking like very important stages in life. And it can be a thinking about the times in our lives where we go through these changes, where we stop one phase of being, one phase of thinking, and enter into another. And you're kind of longing for something a bit simpler, and also not as profoundly intense. You're looking at what you desire, you're looking at what you need. There's a longing to go back, but there's also a knowing that you need to keep on walking forward. There needs to be a release. And there's also a statement here of, for somebody, it's almost like I made a mistake. It's like something big happened and I made a mistake. And what Spirit is saying is that you haven't made a mistake. You just haven't. The road that you are walking down may not be the one that you would have chosen, if you had known everything. But it's not wrong. And there needs to be a release to the looking backwards, to nostalgia, to kind of rose-colored glasses of the past, and to the power of the present, the power of your truth, the power of your soul, the power of yourself. And that's where you're kind of at odds with the Five of Wands. Doubts and fears and apprehensions and chaos. This could be fights, yes, in the outside arena, all right? This would be a fight with somebody that starts off really small and can kind of just blow up and escalate. But you have it in your inner self. So here you have a sense of being very nostalgic. You need a nurturing love. And it could be that you're at odds, or you were at odds with, and this is again for a very specific person, for a mother figure in your life. And you had a different idea from them of what things should be. And you might be sitting here kind of beating yourself up for one way or the other. It's like, stop. There's a nurturing, there's a truth to your existence and your power forward. There's a way that you are seeing things that is, yes, different than those around you. It does not mean it's wrong. Your mind, you tend to be very hard on yourself. All right? You tend to sit there and look at 500,000 different ways that you should have done something that would have been better than the way that you actually did it. And you have to stop that, because that keeps you stuck. It doesn't aid you. It makes you then doubt every decision that you make. So the Five of Wands is saying, stop it. Stop it, and kind of come to a place where you are nurturing the prosperity within you. You are nurturing the creativity and the balance and the understanding and the truth, and you do not have to fight anymore. Not within yourself. And you can have moments where, as we all do, where we kind of get off the tracks and we sit there and we're like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But there's a kingliness to the fire, to the passion, if you step back and not let chaos take over. There's a justice that's coming in. You'll feel this very strongly around the 16th. It does not mean that everything is going to fall beautifully into alignment. You'll never have to worry about anything again, and all will be just and fair within your life. No. It means that things are becoming more true. You are seeing a balance between logic and between your soul's desire. You're also having a balance within yourself. What you need, what you want, where you need to be, and what you desire from your existence. You're balancing the scales. And it comes from seeing things differently than others, that you start to balance the scales, that you start to see this truth. And as the scales are balanced now, this does increase the Libra energy, because Libra is also an air sign energy represented by swords in the minor arcana. So Libra shines through astoundingly powerfully. So be mindful of the beginnings that are coming, because this is nurturing the beginnings that you see that are coming that will not be like everybody else's. Okay, they're going to be a little bit abstract. They're going to send you on a path that, you might sit there and think, oh, everybody's going to laugh, but it is a path of your truth. And then you have the King of Swords. You cut through the doubts and the fears. Visualize yourself taking that crown and putting it on your head, sitting on that throne and taking that sword in your hands and being the warrior king that you were born to be. Visualize yourself claiming your power, claiming your truth. Now, the King of Swords can get overwhelmed, right? Most definitely. And this could lead to that impulsiveness, because kings can get overwhelmed. The energy is like they're stuck in one place and they want more. And so they want to kind of break that restraints through brute force. But here there is a sense of honing in the balance. The fact that it's right next to the Empress, the king is next to the Empress, is going to be very important for you. There's going to be this kind of free-flowing embracing of creativity, ideas, understanding, truth, and then there's going to be this power, this force, this cutting through doubts and fears, this knowing what you stand for, what you desire. And as you claim and are reborn, you are fierce and protective and terribly dedicated to so much more. And so you claim the power within you, and you become that warrior king. You become that warrior for what you desire. And it correlates beautifully with the full moon in Aries, which is the archetype of the warrior. So you have that warrior moon come forward, and then you have here the Ten of Swords. What's going to happen? And it happens also, like, as prosperity comes into your life in the public arena, you will start to think of all the ways that you failed, all the ways that you messed up, every heartbreak, pain, and disappointment, despair, deceit, every lesson that you have learned that has brought you to your knees, everything that has been overwhelming and will continue to overwhelm. And this is overkill. This can be making things emotionally, like you're thinking about them and you're feeling them, and this is making things huge within your mind. With the King of Swords, your heart and your mind are coming together. And why is that important? Because the heart and the mind need to be together. We are emotional beings. That's how I see us. And as emotional beings, we need to embrace our emotions. But we also need to incorporate the logical side of ourselves. So it's saying you cannot be fully emotion or fully logic. You have to have them come together for you to be a grounded, stabilized human being, for you to embrace what is truly desired within your life. And as you do so, the Ten of Swords is this rebirth. You have a very strong connection to the other side, okay, to the spirit world. You have a very strong connection to what you desire and what you need, and the passion and the beauty that you have. There is also a sense here of emotionally kind of playing over in your mind, and you have it with the Six of Cups. So it's going to be very easy for you to emotionally play over the feelings, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments of the past, of looking at things and looking at the past, and instead of saying, wow, that was a beautiful moment, saying either I want to relive it or I wish I could change it, and getting caught up with something that can never happen. And that's going to be detrimental. The Ten of Swords is the darkness before the dawn. The Ten of Swords is looking at the hurts and the pains and disappointments that have shaped you and saying, you have no power in my life anymore. You do not get to be the nightmares that lurk in the dark, the demons that, hide under the bed. I'm done. I'm done being afraid. And now as you embrace that power, and you embrace it through being the king of the mind, you have justice coming in, you're balancing the scales, okay, king of the mind, king of reasoning, understanding, okay, everything comes up that has kept you held back, that makes you doubt yourself, that makes you fear, that makes you think, oh, I can't move forward this way, and then you become the king of your passion, the king of your prosperity, the king of the fire that gets you out of bed in the morning. And the fire that gets you out of bed in the morning can simply be at times, just the responsibilities that you have. But the king of fire is your passion, is your truth, is your dedication, is your determination. This is the dream that you were born with, right? The wands are the dreams that you were born with. And yes, they're fiery energy because it's the core of you. At the core of the earth is this, huge fire pit, right? At the core of you is your passion, is your fire. And when that spark starts to go out, we lose so much of ourselves. Here it is claiming that passion, that fire. It's knowing what you're working towards, what you desire, what you want, what you need, what is a part of you. Now visualize here, with your passion in mind, taking that crown and putting it on your head, sitting on that throne, claiming that wand, claiming that wand of magic and of truth and of fire and of, oh, I got goosebumps, of the reason you get out of bed in the morning. That wand right here, think of it as Gandalf's wand. Think of it as what harnesses your power and brings true fire, true beauty, true amazement into your life and into yourself. That opens up the doors, because it is opening up the doors for you. And it moves you, as you embrace this kingliness, it moves you to the emperor. It moves you to claiming your throne. And you have the emperor and the empress together. And here it is a claiming of the throne. It is putting yourself in that seat, and it is being nurtured by the world around you, by your dreams, by your hopes, by your aspirations, by the inner light. And it is nurturing that dream. And it is moving forward in passion and power, determination, dedication, distinction. And as you have the emperor and the empress coming together, you have a powerhouse within you. You are a powerhouse. Use it. Utilize it. Remember, yes, that all people fail. All people fall down. All people make mistakes. Do not let that dictate how powerful, how successful, how bountiful you can be in this world. Do not let the darkness overflow. Do not let nothing become everything. It leads you then to the 9 of Pentacles. Prosperity, success, bounty, beauty. But in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is all on vines, waiting to be harvested. So here with the 9 of Pentacles, there is your hard work has paid off. But you're not quite done yet with the journey set before you. There's prosperity, and there's bounty, and there's brilliance, and there is abundance around you. But kind of don't count your chicks before they're hatched type of thing. See that your hard work has paid off. It has guided you towards more. It has dedicated, it has been dedicated to your success and to your bounty and to your brilliance. And as you embrace the Nine of Pentacles, you embrace the fact that, yes, you have done a brilliant job. And during this moon in the public arena, you have done a brilliant job. And it brings in a healing. It brings in a healing to all the doubt and the fear that you have, because this brilliant job is had through this forcefulness, this determination, this kingly empress love and understanding and, not settling for anything less. And it brings love. It brings beauty. It brings peace. It brings harmony. It brings an acceptance of soul and of self and of what you desire together. And it heals. And it makes you a student of your prosperity. It makes you a student of the blue moon to come. It makes you a student of the seeds that you want to plant, of the desires that you have, of the blessings that are a part of you, and the destiny that has shaped you. Of looking at what you have planted, what you have discovered about yourself, what you have desired, what you need, and embracing a greater truth, a greater understanding. Being open to possibilities that once seemed unobtainable before, and now have become a part of you and a part of your truth. Let's see what Lunar has to say. How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Cancer be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here purity, beauty, masculine. There's purity in the beauty of the masculine energy that is around you. That is definitely something that the moon is saying. There's also purity and beauty in the masculine, which I know may not be the most popular of statements to make right now, but it is absolutely true. And that was actually something that I was taking note of while I was turning over these cards. I was like, none of the kings or the emperors is represented by a person. I like it very much being represented by you yourself, but I also feel as if, that power should be as represented as the queen's power, right? And so that's going to be something that's very beautiful for you during this time. The energy of the masculine is going to be very beautiful, very calling to you. Nourishment. Emotions are running high. Meditation and contemplation is needed. The energy is gaining momentum. Bring love into the situation. Have faith in your dreams. Oh, I love that. So there is this purity to you, to what you desire, what you want, what you need. And it's kind of like, white as the driven snow. And it's like before the world gets its hands on everything. So the purity of the world comes forward. Think of snow, right? When it is out in the field and it is left alone, it's gorgeous. But the snow by the side of the road is super gross. So here you are embracing that beauty, not the super gross snow. You're embracing the beauty of the solitude, of the coming together, of not seeing things like everybody else, of being a bit different and setting yourself apart. Then being on that thoroughfare where nothing has purity to it. Nothing has true, untouched beauty to it. And then that brings you to beauty. And I thought it was so funny. When I started using these cards, I saw the lips instantaneously. I did not see the face that was made of nature. There's beauty. And there's beauty within your nature. Don't mourn it. Embrace it. There's masculine power. This is the king of the moon, the lunar god. Do not fight against it. Let this power in. It's going to bring you an understanding, a passion, a beauty, a truth that you had not anticipated. Nourishing your soul and yourself as you move forward. Nourishing what is needed. Yes, emotions run high. Emotions will run high. This moon affects you greatly. And it leads you to this place of change. It leads you to this place of coming out of your shell. And as you change and as you embrace and as you come out of your shell and as you become, meditation and contemplation is needed, a centering and a stabilizing of the self. Energy is gaining momentum. The energy of what you want, this masculine energy and this energy of success is gaining momentum. Bring love into the situation, because for you, Cancer, if you cannot bring healing love into a situation, you're not fully there. Have faith in your dreams as you plant the seeds. Have faith in your dreams, because you will be accomplishing so much more than you had realized. Have faith. Your subconscious message from Luna for this time is fear. Fear wants to hold you back. Fear wants to keep you small. Fear wants you to swallow your dreams. Stay in this dark circle of nothing. It's funny that the crows here, and that's one of the spirit animals, of course, of this time, is helping you to fly. Is helping you to break out. Murder the fear. Live the dream. This leads you to be bold and make the first move. Be bold. Make the first move. Guide yourself forward. Don't sit there and say, I'm going to wait until it's perfect. It'll never be perfect. Trust me. Perfection is a lie. It'll never be perfect. But it will be time. Now, your subconscious tarot message is the Knight of Wands. Again, with the fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Strong connection to this Aries moon. You are being a defender, a warrior of what you want and where you want to be, of what you desire and why you're here. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we become the warriors of our passions, of our souls, as we co-create with Spirit for a better world and a more truthful us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move in peace and harmony, Cancer, and may you have a blessed moon.